Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, just listening to this debate, a lot of it revolves around this idea, as my colleague from Indiana stated, that military recruitment is down because of DEI training. Military recruitment is down because the military has become so woke. Now, the survey data indicates that actually what recruits are concerned about is being welcomed into an organization that will accept their differences. It's not hard to understand why that's the case when you hear the facts laid out by Mr. Veazey, you hear the experience of Ms. Sherrill, or we hear our colleague from Virginia say she had to work twice as hard and show up early just to get treated extremely equally, whatever that means. So I'm a Democrat. We're often accused by the right of having radical theories. I just want to throw out a radical theory as to why faith in the military might have declined precipitously in 2017. Sure, maybe it's because we had diversity training, which has frankly been a part of the military for a long time. We've had to have it ever since the military led the way in integrating the armed services back in the 1950s and received a lot of the same criticism that we're hearing today. But maybe, just maybe, our nation's faith in the military started declining when we had a commander-in-chief who politicized the military. A commander-in-chief who asked on a trip to Europe, "Why should I go to that cemetery? It's filled with losers." A commander-in-chief who referred to the more than 1,800 Marines lost at Belleau Wood as suckers for getting killed. A commander-in-chief who said of John McCain, "He's not a war hero. I like people who weren't captured." Or when McCain died, "We're not going to support that loser's funeral," and he apparently became furious when, according to multiple witnesses, he saw flags lowered to half-staff. It was his own Secretary of Defense who had to point out, after being criticized by his commander-in-chief, "I earned my spurs on the battlefield." Donald Trump earned his spurs in a letter from a doctor that got him out of serving in Vietnam. When we ask why faith in the military has declined or why this issue has become politicized for the first time in a long time in our history, I wonder if it has something to do with the commander-in-chief who made it a point of politicizing the military and was elected just a year before that faith declined. So that might be a radical theory. But when I hear my colleagues say, we have a recruitment problem and we have faith in the military declining, but I believe, and at least he was honest to use the right verb here, I believe that's related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, despite the fact that recruiting data actually tells a different story. I have yet to hear, in over 90 minutes of debate, any evidence connecting those two things, any cause and effect for that assertion. So I just hope that we're thinking about what's really politicizing the military here. And when I look at the list of amendments on this, forcing this debate in this committee, which we're happy to have this debate, but they're all amendments from the Republican side who are turning this into a political issue, when frankly it should be just routine business for a Department of Defense that should be freed from these political chains to do its job. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.